Hey everyone, and welcome back to Spelunky. But right away I want to say that this is a post-commentary. I was recording runs, and I was going for 1,000,000, so I wanted to focus without having to do commentary, and I was just recording without commentary. So I'm going to do this now. This is not a $1,000,000 run, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm playing it because it's just... yeah. And it's going to be interesting because I've never actually, watched myself play. I've only played. So you can get a totally different kind of feel for your own playstyle. I've never analyzed my playstyle, so I don't know if I look like a big noob when I play. It's totally possible. But it's gonna be interesting. So like I said, this was not a $1,000,000 run, but it does prove to me that I can definitely get that $1,000,000 run. And I'm not gonna spoil too much of anything, actually. I'm just gonna kind of let it go and see what happens. So I think that I actually managed, Northern Lion saved himself there. I am using a damsel mod. I've modded the texture of my damsel to be Northern Lion. 2 of them are Northern Lion, 1 is Bisnap. And one of the Northern Lions licks you, 1 kisses you, and it's pretty great. So far, I mean, I lost health, and I hate losing health. It just makes me feel bad a lot of the time when I do it on Mines 1-1. It's just kind of silly. I probably should have taken an arrow or something along with me when I think about it, and again, it's nice to... Yeah, look at the lick. I love it. I love my Northern Lion damsels so much. It's really a good time. And, oh my god, look at me. That's something that I always do, too. It's like, I should really pay attention for that. It's not worth using... Well, actually, it might be worth using a bomb. I probably... Yeah. Because I'd get 2 crates, I see that. And I saw that immediately before, so that's definitely worth a bomb, especially because one of these is, I believe, going to be bombs, and that's going to make me feel super vindicated. Yeah, already it's a profit, and you can actually hear, or maybe you can't, but I can because it's a lot louder for me than it is for you, that Northern Lion was making the whiny sound that the dog makes, so we know that this is going to be one that licks us, although I think that, oh my god, more damage. It looks like, I don't know if I'm going to watch it this time. Alright, have fun down there, and I'm going to murder this dude. This is the best way to murder the shopkeepers. It wastes no resources and you take no damage. You just run at him, and about halfway into the shop, maybe right around where the second item is, you jump, and then you whip when you start falling, and that gets you right in there. Alright, so this is a horrible waste of bombs because it takes me a lot before I get everything done the way I want to, but that's alright. I can't really expect to make a shotgun jump over to Northern Lion again, so I'm going to use a rope, I remember. Although I actually probably could have shotgun jumped. Again, I'm a little free with my resources, and right now that's not a huge deal, but of course I'm setting up to ghost this vault. But I do decide to rescue Northern Lion first because he's going to get in the way and nothing else. I should have left that gem to ghost it as well, because the concept behind ghosting is that you leave gems laying around, and they're worth however much, but then you wait for the ghost to come, which happens at 2.5 minutes on every single floor, except certain special floors. And when that goes over a gem, it will turn it into a diamond, which is worth 5,000, as opposed to, at this point in the game, the highest value gem is only worth 1,600, which is the ruby. And it just, they scale up, but it's totally worth it. So you're going to see a lot of waiting, like it's still moving forward and everything. But I'm just waiting, and I'm checking to see what level I'm on there. You saw it said Mines 1-2, so I'm going to have a pretty high score pretty early on. And there's the ghost already. So again, you're going to see a lot of waiting in this because I'm trying to go for 1,000,000, so I have to ghost every vault. And that means that I've got to be prepared. And the reason I tossed a rope over there was so that I had an escape method. And I just used that to lure the ghost elsewhere. And I mean, the ghost's really not that hard to maneuver around when you prepare for it. Of course, it's easy to make mistakes. So you see, I only picked up like 46,000 or something there. That's kind of low end for a vault. You can expect 70 to, well, okay. Low end you should expect like 50,000, but high end you can expect 90,000 sometimes. So that was a moderately unlucky but not terrible vault, and that's totally cool with me. Set off the arrow trap using my shotgun. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. I figured I probably would have gotten this sapphire first, but it doesn't matter that much. And I don't ghost too much except on vault levels, and I pretty much only ghost the vaults, which is something that obviously I can improve by ghosting everything instead of just the vault. Would make my score much better. There was no reason to use him over using the shotgun, it really didn't matter, because I was going to go down here anyway. It's just a little thing. I'm going to pick up some paste here for killing this spider, provided I don't do anything dumb, which I didn't. And I just like to kill everything in case I need to explore the rest of the floor for whatever reason. And now here I believe, yeah, okay, so I'm just going to have Northern Lion rescue himself there. And that shopkeeper kind of scared me, he almost got out, could have killed me. And sometimes the shopkeepers jump higher, which is what I'm counting on here, although I might just give up and... Yeah, okay, so he should die pretty easily. I should be able to jump on him, which I think I figure out momentarily. Oh, I thought I didn't have paste. I wasn't used to having paste, and then I was like, I'm going to hit myself with the shotgun. I saw it coming. And then I did it anyway. I couldn't really do anything. I used a bomb. I think he would have died from just jumping on him, honestly. So it's me wasting resources, but it's also kind of okay with 42 bombs. I think that, well, once you see what happened in this run, I don't think that the decisions that I'm using to be liberal with bombs actually make much of a difference. So I can still stand by them, although that one was pretty silly and I totally could have jumped on that guy in order to kill him. So I'm going to turn the Spelunky volume down a little more. And I do use a bomb for this, because why not, really? It does seem pretty worth it to me. Get spring shoes, although I probably would have gotten them later. And here I am trying I waste a lot of time here, but it's okay. I try to throw him over so that I can just shotgun jump out instead of using a rope, because I see that I only have 2. But at some point I just give up and decide, yeah, we're not gonna do this. It's not gonna happen, because there's just not really an angle that I can throw him at. And I knew that I had to throw him against the opposite wall, but it's okay. I was just experimenting. And so I'm just sacrificing these guys so that I can build up a little bit of favor so that I can get an item on my next sacrifice and then a Kapala on the one after that if it's a damsel. Which is good, it's good forethought. And that's just 1-3, we're at 94,000, which is a pretty good score. My score is pretty good throughout this, although it, like I said, it doesn't get to 1 million, so it doesn't go exactly where I wanted it to. And here I was deciding how to handle this, and mostly the shopkeeper seemed to walk toward me whenever I was particularly close, so I needed to get further away so that he would get further off screen. And here I am, since I don't have to use my hands to actually play. I'm glad that shooting that shotgun there didn't set him off, because that could have caused me death. I'm gesticulating, I'm moving my hands around all crazy-like to try and show what I'm saying, but it's just weird not having to actually play the game at the same time as doing commentary, and I'm not going to do post-commentary very often at all. I'm going to do it for the $1 million run, because I'm going to keep recording that in the same manner I recorded this one, where I'm not doing commentary. And beyond that, I'm going to just play and commentate. So there are only going to be 2 Spelunky videos with no commentary. And I was just trying to blow that up because it was going to get in my way, and I just felt uncomfortable with it. So I'm not doing shotgun jumps because I don't need to, but basically with a shotgun jump is just jumping at the same time you shoot your shotgun, and then that'll allow you to jump an extra space. But spring shoes also allow you to jump an extra space. So you can jump 2 normally, 3 with spring shoes, or 3 with shotgun jump, 4 with both spring shoes and shotgun jump. And I'm trying to stick this man in the face to kill him, and there we go, we got him. And then I'm just going to see if there's anything laying around that I want to pick up, and I see that there's an altar, so I decide pretty much as soon as I killed this thing, before that even, that I was going to go sacrifice this man to see what the item we get for it was. And then I even decide, and we got a cape, which is really pleasing, that allows me to hover down stuff, and then I decide that I'm going to take her, and I've probably already decided that I'm going to sacrifice her, because that means a 4th floor Kapala. Kapala allowing us to collect blood, as you can see, like when she explodes from being sacrificed and stuff, and when you kill things, blood comes out. You fill the cup with blood, you can see it in the top left with the health and stuff, and you get extra health, so it's just kind of a way to keep your health going. I decide to use a bomb here in order to get rid of the water and the piranha. I could have just used a whip or something, but it's not a big deal. And note that you can only ghost full-size gems, not like gold bars or anything like that. It's just full-size gems. And then I don't mind too much that I used the bomb there, because I got more bombs from it. I know I need to go over there for the gold. I want to collect all the gold I can. I need to be really thorough with this run in general. No, I know that. And then, normally that would have been some really frustrating damage, but I have the Kapala early, and I just make an effort to collect the blood, and I already gained that back. And once again, I try to collect that blood, and you can see the cup get more and more full in the top, like I believe I just said. So you can pay attention to see how close you are to things. And then I was immediately terrified there. I barely dodged that, and I knew I can shotgun jump up that, because shotgun jumping is really nice, and I get a pitcher's mitt and spike shoes. Pitcher's mitt allows you to throw things perfectly straight forever, and I missed all that blood, sadly. And the spike shoes make your jumps do more damage, one hit killing most enemies. And then I'm just trying to kill this guy, and fortunately I get it in that bomb. I was hoping a lot that he would destroy the tiki trap as well for me, and now, if I were a crazy man, seeing that this is rushing water, I would have killed Old Bitey, and that'd give me a lot of treasure, and then I'd kill all the piranhas, or I'd do it in the other order, it doesn't matter. As long as I make it out alive. And I would have gotten tons of loot down there, including an idol, and just, there's a lot of gems. So it would have been totally worth my while to go down there, but I just wasn't feeling confident. I've never actually killed Old Bitey, so I kind of thought, yeah, you know, this isn't the run, I can get 1,000,000 without that. And so I just didn't do it. But of course, I should if I want to get like a crazy score. Silly damage to that, and that explodes. I lose my shotgun, but I'm like, hey, look at that. Perfect timing, or perfect positioning for the shotgun to go over there. So I just look around to see if the Ujat Eye blinks anywhere so that I can make sure to not miss it and just go to the black market, because I want to go to hell to get maximum score, because there are a bunch of rubies at the end of the Yama fight, and you get 100,000 bonus for beating Yama, as opposed to the $50,000 bonus for beating Olmec. I'm also keeping an eye out for a vault, which I kind of expected to be right there, because that's just kind of a common wall layout you see when there's a vault inside of it. But it wasn't, and so I just kind of keep mind of things. The cup is brimming, it's nearly full. So we almost have health, and that means that I'm probably going to handle killing that monkey. I threw that into the web knowing that that would work out, so that I didn't have to deal with the tiki trap. And I knew very easily where the black market was. It was in an obvious location. That's my second compass, so that's not actually worth anything. I thought I was going to take damage to the skeleton, and then I thought I was going to die elsewhere. Or I thought I was going to die to my bomb. Fortunately, I kind of maneuvered right into the right position with it. I'm not even thinking about rescuing Bisnap, by the way, there. It just doesn't seem worth it. And I'm just kind of gauging how much treasure is down there so that I know if I even want to bother, like with the shopkeeper and such. And I decide that I don't, so I just go straight back to the black market and enter that. What we need to do in the black market is acquire the Ankh to allow us to die and then respawn at 4 health. And that respawn will allow us to... what will that respawn allow us to do? That'll allow us to enter a secret thing inside the ice caves. And I did lose health, and I'm really worried going into the black market here. But yeah, we enter this thing in the ice caves, get the hedge and then we can open the locked thing with the scepter later. It's a mess and all that. So first thing that needs to happen is that man trap needs to die, and I also need to get the shopkeepers away out of the shops so that they can not bother me. Having a damsel there is also really inconvenient because she just gets in the way if you want to just jump in, go crazy, and shoot. And I'm trying to lure the shopkeeper out there because there should be a second one, as I know. But then I decide just shoot and jump and hope. And we actually managed to kill him, or the tiki trap did, either way. And I decided to destroy the tiki trap because I could be coming back up there. There's a lot that needs to be done in the black market. Usually I try to kill every shopkeeper pretty much. And then this is my usual strategy. I go on this ladder. This ladder is always here. And I bomb my way through in the Ankh pit. Fortunately, I have 44 bombs. Know that there are a couple bomb boxes over there. And I just bomb my way through the Ankh pit, kill the guy in there, grab the Ankh, worry about killing these guys. Alright, I know he's dead now because my bombs were tried and true. And I'm just shooting and jumping so that if they shoot back at me, I don't have any issues with getting hit. Grab the Ankh because that was a pretty high priority thing to do. I thought that the dead hired help was gold for a second, so I was like, I better grab that. And I don't ghost in the black market. You can, totally can, but it usually takes long enough that I haven't set up for it by the time all the shopkeepers are dead. And here I'd know that I need to kill the Tiki Man right away, because he's going to try and kill me very angrily. And honestly, for 3 bombs, this might not have been worth it to come down here. But I'm using my bombs. I have 62, so it's okay that I'm using them kind of liberally. And then I just kind of shoot everyone. I see that the blood comes out, so I know I've got him. And then I see that there's no other guy here. Matic, not necessary to use a bomb for. And I don't even go to the bottom. Normally there's a spike pit in there, not like every time, but it's not uncommon for there to be a spike pit down there. One thing I tried to do there was to cascade bombs, but it didn't work. On some computers, if you place a bunch of paste bombs in one place in a row, they just go straight down and make a nice pit, and it's perfect for killing Olmec, but it doesn't work on my computer apparently, as we just discovered. And then, since I so carefully left Bisnap alive here, I decide it's time to rescue her, because, I mean, I've set up perfectly for it. There's not even, like, a shopkeeper here as far as I can tell. And suddenly, terrible chill. So I start freaking out a little, because he's going to be right there, as you see him right there. So I lure him to the top. Actually, the ghost is a her, as you can tell if you use the camera on it. I won't spoil that. Maybe I'll do it sometime. But I just lure it up here, which just takes a little bit of waiting because it's slow, which is why I say it's not actually that hard to maneuver around. And then I go on down, expecting that Bisnap has rescued herself, but no, she didn't. And I have to kill that bat because it's kind of inconvenient. So I rescue her, take my shotgun, and leave. I skipped those little gold chunks, which was like $2,000, and totally worth taking, by the way. But I've gauged things for myself quite... I don't know. I just figured out what I thought was and wasn't worth it. Decided to kill this thing because it's pretty worth it. For the gem it'll drop, it could have dropped spring shoes, which I already have, so they wouldn't have been worth anything. And then I decided that I want this idol. And since I have a pitcher's mitt, I decide to throw it through that space. Because I don't really want to mess with it, and it's not like I have to worry about anything happening with it. And I failed to pick up my shotgun a bit there. And then I'm always way careful with tiki traps, but it's better than not being careful at all. And I hate the angling of throwing the idol when you have the pitcher's mitt. It seems like you throw it more down when you don't have the pitcher's mitt. And then blowing that up, that wasn't really important. I just wanted to do it so it didn't bother me later, which I guess is important, really. So I believe this is Jungle 2-4, so the last level of the jungle. And we haven't seen a vault yet, so I'm worried. Am I going to miss a jungle vault, and is that going to be really inconvenient and make it so that I can't get the high score? Yeah, yes is the answer if I do miss it, by the way. I would have been very lacking in high score, but I see that that formation there looks kind of like where a vault would be. And I keep failing to pick this thing up again, but I mean, it's worth it. It's free $10,000, so I want to make sure that I grab it. And then I'm just taunting myself by not being able to see if this is the vault. And there we go, it is. And usually a vault will only take 2 bombs to get to. I'm bombing that snail because I'm crazy mostly. It's probably worth it. I mean, anything to eliminate mistakes and make yourself more comfortable is totally worth doing. Like, you get better at Spelunky just by being more comfortable. I was really bad at Spelunky, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to be good. I placed 2 bombs there because usually the first one explodes, opening it up, and then he runs right into the second one and dies, which it looks like happened as opposed to me actually shooting him. And perfectly, all of the gems have gotten out, and that thus prepares me perfectly, and then I just decide to bomb this man, which usually, like, every single time I do a shopkeeper kill, it seems to take me 2 or 3 bombs if I do it that way, and that's okay. And then I just get myself in setup mode, which is why I use that rope. Again, I am low on ropes. That crate might have been worth it, but probably not. And now I've got myself prepared, and the ghost was pretty much right on time. I decided to wait here, because you're really not at that much risk with the ghost when you've prepared. Like, I've got everything set up the way I need to. Although I did decide that I needed to go over here, and as such, I had to do a little bit of maneuvering. That's okay, and then I use another rope so that I can lure it as high as possible, jump into the vault, and leave just right away. It's not super complicated or fancy, but there were a lot of gems in that vault, so I feel like pretty good score is coming on. And then I just run to it. jump on in. 83,750 is pretty good. I skip 100 gold right there in that spider web, but that's okay. So now we're on to the ice caves. Yep. And I decide, alright, I'm going to ghost like crazy in the ice caves, which is why I'm not going to pick up these first 2 gems. But spoiler alert, I mean, without a jetpack, it's a little tougher to ghost in the ice caves. And I can also say that those are the only 2 gems that I successfully ghost this time. But with a jetpack, totally worth it. 100%. And I leave these, and I think I even forget them. Like, I completely don't even go back for those. Or that one. So, I mean, I've got a little bit of work to do. But with a jetpack, again, jetpack over cape for maneuvering through the ice caves and getting all of your ghosting done. And if I were playing really efficiently, rather than just blowing up any mines I see, I would take them, I'd pick them up because they disarm if you pick them up. I'd place them next to a gem in the ground like this ruby, and then I would, what would I do? I would use that to blow those up and then do that. So I decide that rather than having to mess with Bisnap as taking her to the exit, that I should just throw her into the worm, but then I messed up. Collecting blood to be sure, and she might rescue herself, I honestly can't recall. But ghosting here, it doesn't go the best. I only collect a couple of the gems too, so I lost, I don't know, a couple $1,000 on this level, and that's not a huge deal, but every little bit counts when you're going for $1 million. Because I know that Full-Grown Gaming, and I actually blew that one up knowing that there was a gem there, so that was the smart thing to do. Full-Grown Gaming got like 987,000, so I don't know how. I mean, he ghosted a lot in the ice caves, he told me, so I'm sure he was probably pretty efficient about those things. But like that kind of thing makes the difference between $1 million and not, maybe. So missing like 4 gems, at least they were all emeralds because those are the cheapest gems, and fortunately I left. Oh, I blew it up with, yeah. So I couldn't jump back up there, and I know I need a rope, and now it's just time to wait for the ghost, I believe, is what I'm doing. And I'm going here so I can be sure it spawns on the left wall, because whichever wall you're closer to is going to be the one that spawns the ghost. So I'm just waiting here, just chilling, waiting for the ghost, and then I will quickly see that only these 2 gems are really ghostable, and I'll make them happen. But ghosting on this level wasn't super worth it. And with a jetpack it probably would have been, and I would have been more thorough and not missed so many things. And then this is a pretty good place to wait for the ghost to come through those gems. You can see them on the left of the screen. Like, you can see that emerald all the way at the left, and there the ghost has gone through it. It's a diamond now. And then I just wait and I see if I can get anything else. And I quickly decide this isn't happening. Because I'm like, all of these are in such terrible locations. Like, how am I going to ghost that one? How am I going to ghost this one? And then I just forgot about the ones in the top right, so I just quickly just take these. And I'm like, alright, let's get back to the top, which I figure I could probably do there, and then I was wrong. So I decide we're doing something crazy here. We're getting the ghost low over here, and then we're going to shotgun jump over it from the top. And I mean, it wasn't that risky, but it was moderately risky, and then that gets me up there. And then I can easily get back to my rope. And one thing I quickly realize here is that I'm not going to be able to get out of there, so I place a bomb sooner than later because it's just the best way out. And then I just leave, again, forgetting those gems. But I made it out, and I'm at 282,000, which isn't terrible, it's just not amazing. Could be much better. But this is still potentially $1 million run, and I start leaving gems again, but then I'm quickly like, nah, I think. No, I know what happens. Never mind. I won't spoil it. I leave them for now. I also take this idle head because that's 15,000 here, and it's pretty worth it. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. And I just toss it down like haphazardly. No, I don't. Okay. But I left my shotgun up there, which was a silly decision, and I realized that, so I just kind of roll with the idle head. Then I decide that it's time to rescue Bisnap soon. Blow that up. Then there's a ruby. And then this. I missed that jump, and I got deathlocked. So sadly, the Moai head that I need to die at wasn't here. So I just wasted the Ankh. And then I'm like, alright, let's grab these gems, I believe. I grab my shotgun. Maybe I don't get that gem. That's silly of me. Again, wasting stuff, but it's interesting looking, like just looking at my playstyle. I haven't done this, like I said. And I see certain mistakes that I make, and then I'm like, vengeance is required on that Yeti that killed me, which was my own fault, and I shouldn't make that mistake. But now it's impossible to turn this into a hell run. So I just kind of, I get a little lazier with things. So now it's just, my goal is just to get 500,000 because I still needed that achievement at the time. So I just start grabbing stuff and make my way and only worry about the vault, which isn't on this level, so I just kind of get out of here. Set off the shopkeeper because he should kill himself probably like that. I saw the mine and I was like, yeah, that's either he's going to blow up a space so that he can get out, or he's going to die. And if not, I'll worry about it then. So I take the idol, and I take Bisnap. Then I leave with my shotgun, which I have to find quickly. Not hard. I skipped another nugget of gold behind that other shotgun. But I guess this is just how I kind of go for high scores, and again, I set this off for the sapphire. Took that. Northern Line, I probably take the time to think about rescuing him at least. I set that off because there was another crate over there, which is probably worth my time. 49 bombs is pretty good, but more always helps, and it is more. That was a gem. Yeah, I gotta get every little 500. I see there's a vault here, and there's the Moai head, sadly. I just had to make it to here. And I love ghosting on a Moai head level because I can not even care about dying. But another nice thing about the ice caves is that the shopkeepers tend to kill themselves. So I don't even have to do anything here, and they should just, music is stopped, they're dead. So that was super easy to set up that ghosting, that vault to ghost. And now I'm just waiting, kind of. I'm gonna grab Northern Line, rescue him, since I know that there's no shopkeeper anymore. And again, set up. I only have 3 ropes, but I think that I have enough jumping means this time, because I think that the whole right wall is open, so I can get through that. And I don't really decide to ghost gems outside of the vaults. And so it's just a matter of setting up. I grabbed a little bit of blood. I skipped like 100 gold there. What am I doing with my life? And like I said, that wall's open. We can just easily jump back to our shotgun and then hover onto the Moai head. And then we'll just wait right near the gems for the ghost to spawn. And yeah, there's another emerald over there in the corner, but I didn't want to use a bomb for it or get over there, really. Again, laziness, but this still could have been a $1 million run. I can assure you that. Even with how inefficiently I was doing a lot of things. So, I'm not too worried about criticizing myself, but I am learning a little bit of what I did wrong. And I can easily see some resource management that could have been done better, or just various other comments I've made so far. And then, I mean, it's just a waiting game. And that's what a lot of ghosting is. And it's funny, you can hardly tell that the screen's moving except for a couple sparkles on the ice and the Yeti's breath. You might think the game froze almost. We're close to filling the Kapala as well. We need like 2 more drops of blood. There's the chill. And this, I mean, ghosting the ice caves is pretty easy. Easier with a jetpack, but it's pretty easy. It's not hard to maneuver around there when you have even a cape though. Like, I have a cape and I know that that's going to be good enough. And so I'm luring it high because it's better to have the ghost high when you need to go low. Better to have it low when you need to go high. But of course the only time you really need to go high to get out is in the Mothership. That's the only time. And I'm not doing the Mothership, which you should do if you want to get like the highest possible score. So I'm not doing that because that's okay. And that was 72,500. Not bad. Shot him. I didn't get any of his blood. And I just left. Ghost wasn't too much of a concern. And then there's Northern Line. I didn't see if he kissed me or licked me. And then the 4th of July level just means that the Mothership is right there on the side and you can go there no problem if you really want to. Time to look into the shop and see what he's got for me. I already have those things, but I'll still kill him. Oh, yep, that's a little worrisome of a situation. But I made it out just right, just fine. and I think it's worth it to kill everything that you have the opportunity to. I should have killed the alien, it wouldn't have been hard to shoot. And I decide that, I mean, geez, that's like, I don't know, like 6,000 gold almost, maybe? $6,000. So I may as well kill the thing, and I heard it explode, which is how I knew that it was fine to go over there. And the shopkeeper has fallen out of the shop, I see, so I just go on in, take those 2 items, one of which I already had, but 3 more bombs is always nice. And then I go grab the stuff from the mothership. Music stops, so I know the shopkeepers are dead, which is really nice, because they're dumb. Yeah, 4,500 isn't a paltry sum. And then I just collect minor little things. Because even if I'm not focusing on ghosting everything, because I'm lazy and stuff, I still handle all of the gems that are just kind of easily accessible. And I'm being super careful about Yetis because of how I died. I see that those aliens are going to be really big concerns. Like, they could easily laser me when I don't want them to, so I feel willing to use bombs in order to get them dead. And this one, I saw it would take a lot of bombs, and I didn't want to use a lot of bombs. So I just used the emerald, which I knew would kill it, because gold damages enemies, well, it doesn't do anything to you. I'm thinking, for whatever reason, that the shopkeepers are still alive, but I know that they're not. And then I just, like, realized that, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I go on down. Tunnel Man, I still haven't finished him. He wants the gold key from the mines. I'll do it one day, but that day is not today. So now we're in the temple, and normally here in the temple, having gotten Hedgit from dying in the right place, going into Moai Head, I would want to kill Anubis to pick up the scepter, allowing me to unlock the City of Gold. And I decide that I want to keep my shotgun, so I'd rather throw down this Hawkman in order to set off that arrow trap. Because I wouldn't want to lose my shotgun and have it end up in a place where it's kind of scary instead. So I look around, I'm going to set off this arrow trap, I'd imagine. No, I'm not, because then Anubis spawns, and Anubis is really being a jerk this time. I misspaced that bomb missed as well, and now I kill him. It takes 2 bombs to kill Anubis, which is totally no problem if you have haste. So I did that, and then the shopkeeper I set off, and I'm going to kill him, I believe, because he drops 2,000, and I may as well get that, and then he sets that off. I'm totally going to use a rope for this to get that extra, what, like 2,800 now. And then since I hear the music is still on, I'm like, all right, there's a vault, so I've got to go do that. But spoiler alert, I'm the laziest man and don't ghost it. I just set it off, get it done. I just open it up and take the loot right away, which was because I knew this couldn't be $1 million run anymore because I'd already died, missed the City of Gold, which would have been worth a ton of money, and missed the opportunity to get all the rubies from hell, and missed the opportunity to get the $100,000 bonus as opposed to the just $50,000 bonus. So I also have never done the journal entry for the trap for this idol, so I'm like, yeah, I'll set off the idol, and this is also helping me blow up the way into that vault, which I might miss some of the gold from, in all honesty. And I'm like, yeah, this is no big deal, so I'll set this off, get the journal entry. Now I have the idol head, and I'm like, well, I better plan my escape route before I set off the vault dude. And I'm even gonna finish the idol thing right away before going back up there for the vault. And I see that, yeah, there's pretty much no way I won't get 500,000 for the achievement, so I'm just gonna settle for that and then maximize my score on Olmec. That. I might have missed some of the loot from the vault, but then again I might not have. I got shot, but I had so much health that I actually lived, and I was pretty scared by that. And then I was like, well, the ghost is even here, this wouldn't be too hard to ghost, but I didn't have an escape route planned out, and there's the shopkeeper, so I was like, screw you, man, I'm out of here. Again, had I still been on the run, I would have ghosted that, like, fully, completely, no questions asked. That would have been completely worth it. And I'd be somewhere around 560,000 right now, probably. Nah, maybe not quite that high. So I'm wary going over here because I don't want to get crushed by a thwomp or something. But then I'll take the money. And again, I'm pretty much certain that there's no way I won't get 500,000, so I'm totally cool with that. And then I'll just, like I said, maximize my score later on Olmec. And I'm like trying to kill that guy, and I'm like, wait, there's a wall there. I'm dumb. But I'm still scared of the temple. I haven't gotten like tons and tons of experience there, so it's still a bit of an interesting adventure for me. Northern Lion, I'm just like, you know what? I don't have the real ability to rescue you. Handle the tiki trap because it's an inconvenience, and then I kill this thing because there's stuff over here. Maybe. Yep, and then I see that there's a ruby, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do this, and I shoot just to make sure that there's no other mummy or anything. And then I've broken 500,000, so I'm like, yep, there's the achievement popped up, but you can't see it in the capture. Because, I don't know, whatever reason doesn't happen with Spelunky when I capture it. Kill the Hawkman. I tried to drop and then throw it the other way, but I failed. So I kill that, and then I hadn't done anything to anger him, and I almost got myself killed. But it worked out for me, and then I'm just killing the tiki trap. And this time I'm like, wait, shotgun. Don't want to get killed by the shotgun, or hit by the shotgun. It's not worth it. And I think that this is on to Olmec? No, one more. So we've got another temple level to go, and there's my first jetpack. Finally, right? So I wait for him to get on down there, and then I just make my way in. So now I have a jetpack, which is obviously the preferable device. Even if it doesn't slow your falling, you can just tap it, and then you've lost all that momentum. It's no big deal. Because, you know, physics and things. But I'm just checking around to see if anything's interesting. And I believe that the music stops itself. The shopkeepers get themselves killed, which is really nice. I kill those tiki traps because they're in the way. Don't want to deal with them. I've skipped a little bit of gold here and there as well, and I'm shooting just in case there's an enemy that I don't want to deal with. For whatever, yeah, okay. I use a bomb to get through there because I don't want to have anything to mess me up, like magma men or lava men or whatever they're called. And yeah, I used that bomb to set that off, as well as just handle everything there. The music stopped for the shopkeepers, and I'm gonna use 2 bombs for that. I probably right now would have just left over here so that he stopped being mad at me, and then gone for that. I'm a little worried about the swamp thing coming at me, but it didn't. Jump on the Hawkman, missed all the blood. And it's on and downwards. I know that the shopkeepers are dead. So I don't know what I'm exploring for. Oh, 4, sorry. But I want to bomb that tiki trap because there are 2 of them. Again with the shotgun. And then I will grab these. And this time I'm not going to use an extra bomb. 24 bombs is more than enough for Olmec, which I know going in, so I'm like, yeah, this is going to be fine. And this is just a pretty standard Olmec fight, and then I maximize my score at the end. Sorry for spoiling that I won. I maximize my score by using bombs to get all these gems and things, and even a bunch up here, but of course the first step is to see all of the crates, see all of the money, pick it all up and all that good stuff. I already had spike shoes, but it's okay. Jetpack makes this so much easier for the incredibly improved vertical movement compared to the cape, which has like none. I'm always a little cautious for live bombs inside of the chests. Gosh, my words, they're just not here. So I always jump when I open them up because I'd rather just not have a stupid mistake end my run when it's easily avoidable by just doing a simple jump that doesn't even matter time-wise, because on Olmec you can't have the ghost come unless you have destroyed 3 altars and you die immediately from the cutscene. If you happen to have the ghost spawning on Olmec, so it's not advisable. I tried to time that so that he would jump to the side to get to the wall, and I'd just be running off immediately, but I got it that time. So now I start using bombs to set up the Olmec kill, because again, I don't have the Book of the Dead. I haven't done any of the stuff required because I died in the wrong time and I couldn't do it. So I am just getting a normal Olmec kill, and I see that my score is already going to be over 600,000, which isn't too bad. And I'm just getting cautious with it because I don't want to make any mistakes. It's not super hard when you're not doing it in a speedy way. But I don't want anything to come in the way. I don't want any silly mistakes to ruin my life, and it's not like I don't have enough bombs, basically. So it's slow going, but this is easily a large enough hole, especially since the middle of it, or like near the middle of it, is right where Olmec did the first smash, so we know that he's going to be lined up for that almost perfectly. even though I did get him against the wall. He was pretty close to that. The parachute set off, but I didn't care because I wasn't going to take fall damage. And then I kill this, and then I'm out. And I think that, yeah, what I decided was that it's important to kill Olmec first so that when I decide to use these last 16 bombs to mine for money, he's not a concern, and that's absolutely the right decision. Alright, so he's done. We can now leave through the door. But it's time to get all of these emeralds and gems and stuff. Maximize our score, see what we can get. And, of course, I wouldn't have done this had I been able to go to Hell, because I need my bombs for Hell, although technically you only need one. I decided that it's worth it to use a bomb there, because that could be bombs, and it actually was, which was pretty cool. So again, this is just score right now. I'm just maximizing this score, even though I did a lot of things that weren't optimal as far as the score is concerned. I was just like, hey, why not, right? Grab all the gold, and then it's time to go for the rest of these gems. And then eventually, when we're out of gems, I'll go for the gold deposits. And that's about all there is to it. So all in all, it was a pretty alright run, and I'm happy with it for having only beat Olmec, but I'm really disappointed that I died to that Yeti. That was a terrible death. And I'm also just, I know I can get 1 million now. I know for sure. So I'm going to continue recording without commentary, trying to get that $1 million run. And I probably won't upload another progress report kind of video like this seems to be, because I don't really want to put up much post-commentary content. I want that to be the only other one, basically. I try to position this bomb so that I get both the sapphire and the gold, but I think a lot of that gold... Nope, never mind. I'm wrong. And we're over 600,000, so we know that the very least we can get is 650 whatever thousand, which is pretty cool with me. And I mean, obviously, my highest score before this was 441,000, beating Hell, which means obviously this was way better, and there are obvious reasons that it was way better. A lot of that gold was likely lost. I have 3 more bombs, and I mean, there's not much more to mine here, which is the thing about it that's interesting. I got so much of it done. So I'm just gonna see what there is left. And up here, I messed up, and I'm like, oh god, don't die. That would be such a bad death. And I did know that there wasn't going to be anything to crush me there, so I wasn't like worried about that. I'm like, alright, let's fly into it, grab it, and then place the bomb, and we got it. Might have lost all of those, might not have, I don't know. Like, there we go, that's the last bomb. And if I were smart, I would have put that beneath it a little bit so that it got that, as well as opening a path into that other little ingot. But that's that, I know I'm done. 609,000, not a terrible run. And again, proof of concept, I can definitely get the $1 million run. And that was only Olmec. We get 50,000 more for beating Yama and going to the end. We get all of the rubies in there. And I don't remember how much that is, but it's a lot. It's over 100,000 probably. And I didn't ghost a vault that I would have ghosted had I been in the right situation. I didn't get to go to the City of Gold, and you have to blow some stuff up in there. That's worth a handful of money. Easily $1 million had I not died to that Yeti, really stupidly, which it was really easily avoidable. I should have kept my shotgun there, and I should have just not tried to jump on him. Or I should have just not missed the jump, which is obviously an easy thing to say as well. But there you go, 659,000. I skipped the credits. I will be remembered as a hero, I know. Of course. And I'm like, done with that, and then I go to the leaderboards. Because I'm like, wait, I'm going to end the capture, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to see the leaderboards, and I'm actually on the top list of my friends. You can see everyone and their scores there. And that's going to be the end. So you heard it stopped because I stopped capturing there, but here I am. So you can just look at the leaderboard there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and that's my best score now, even though I've beaten Hell with a way worse score. And next time, well, not next time necessarily, but one of these days, I'm going to get 1 million, and I'm going to do post-commentary on that again. I'm going to upload it, and it's going to be awesome. But for now, this will have to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope the post-commentary wasn't bad or anything. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.